speaking English with Ada.
Hey, Mike, look at you, all dressed up. You look sharp. Are you ready to head out to the networking event? The taxi's going to be here in about 10 minutes.
Hey, Anna. Thanks, I guess. Actually, I was just about to text you. I don't think I can make it tonight.
What? You're kidding, right? You've been talking about this event for weeks. You said it was a great opportunity to meet new clients. What changed?
Nothing changed, really. That's the problem. It's just, the closer it gets, the heavier my chest feels. I've been pacing around this room for the last hour trying to find a valid excuse to cancel.
Oh, Mike, it sounds like the nerves are getting the best of you. Is it just general nervousness, or is it something specific?
It's the usual monster. It starts with, I'm just tired, but the truth is I'm terrified. The moment I imagine walking into that room, I feel like everyone stops what they're doing to judge me. My palms are sweating, my heart is racing. Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere else but there.
That sounds like classic social anxiety. And you know what? You are definitely not alone in feeling this.
It feels like I am. Everyone else seems so confident, just breezing through conversations. Meanwhile, I'm over here analyzing every single word I might say before I even say it. It's paralyzing.
I hear you. It is exhausting. But listen, Mike, and to everyone watching who feels that same knot in their stomach right now, avoidance feels safe, but it keeps us stuck. If you want to stop letting fear control your life, you are in the right place. We're going to tackle this together right now.
You really think I can get through this night without embarrassing myself?
I don't just think so, I know so. But first, we need to understand what's actually happening in that brain of yours. Shall we break it down?
Okay, let's do it. Help me get out of this headspace.
Okay, Mike, let's dig a little deeper. You said you were afraid of being judged, but if we put that fear under a microscope, what does it actually look like? What is the specific movie playing in your head right now?
It's chaotic. It starts with me walking up to a group of people. Someone says hello, and suddenly my mind goes completely blank. I open my mouth and nothing comes out. Or worse, I stutter and say something completely irrelevant.
So the fear is about losing control of your speech and appearing incompetent?
Exactly. I'm terrified of that awkward silence. You know, that moment when everyone stares at you, waiting for you to finish a sentence, and you can just feel their pity. I feel like an imposter, Anna. Like everyone else received a manual on how to be a normal human, and I missed the delivery.
That is a very powerful description, and I want you to know that imposter syndrome often goes hand in hand with social anxiety. But let me ask you this. Has that catastrophe you described, freezing up and everyone laughing at you, ever actually happened?
Well, not exactly like that. I mean, I've had awkward moments, sure, but usually I just smile and nod and nobody really notices.
Aha, so your brain is catastrophizing.
Catastrophizing? What does that mean?
It means your brain is taking a small possibility and turning it into a guaranteed disaster. You're predicting the future, and you're predicting the worst possible version of it. You're convinced that one mistake will ruin your reputation forever.
That sounds about right. Logically, I know it's silly. I know these people probably won't remember me tomorrow, but my body doesn't understand logic. My stomach feels like I swallowed a bag of rocks.
That's because anxiety is a primitive response. Your body thinks you're in physical danger, like you're facing a tiger, but you're just facing a cocktail party. We need to teach your brain the difference between feeling uncomfortable and being unsafe.
That's the hard part. The feeling is so real. It tells me to run away and hide.
And that is why identifying the fear is the first step. You have to name it to tame it. Instead of saying, I can't go, try saying, I am feeling a fear of negative evaluation right now.
Fear of negative evaluation. Okay, putting a label on it makes it feel slightly less overwhelming. It's not just me being weird, it's a specific psychological reaction.
Exactly. It is not a character flaw, Mike. It is just a reaction, and reactions can be managed. Are you ready to hear how we can start managing it?
I'm ready. Please tell me there's a way to turn this alarm bell off.
So, here's the first strategy to manage that panic. I call it lowering the bar.
Lowering the bar? That sounds like giving up. I want to be good at this, Anna. I want to be the guy who can effortlessly work the room.
And you will be, eventually. But right now, trying to be that guy is exactly what is paralyzing you. You're looking at the whole mountain and thinking you have to climb it in one jump. No wonder you are overwhelmed.
Okay, that makes sense. When I look at the invitation list and see 50 names, my brain just shuts down. It feels like a performance I haven't rehearsed for.
Exactly. So let's throw that expectation out the window. Tonight, your goal is not to be the life of the party. Your goal is not to impress 50 people. Your goal is to have one interaction.
Just one?
Just one. Find one person. It could be someone standing near the food table, or maybe someone you already know vaguely.
Well, Jerry from the accounting department is going. I've emailed him a few times, but we've never really hung out.
Perfect. That is your mission. Walk into the room, find Jerry, say hello, and ask him one simple question. Once you have done that, you have succeeded. You have won the night.
Put that way, it sounds actually doable. I can handle Jerry. But isn't that cheating? I mean, shouldn't I be pushing myself to meet new clients?
It is not cheating. It is a warm-up. Think of it like a cold engine on a winter morning. You can't just slam the gas pedal. You have to let it idle for a minute. Talking to Jerry is your idle time. It proves to your brain that you are safe.
Okay, start with Jerry, warm up the engine. But what if I do that and I still feel like I'm going to have a panic attack?
Then we use the escape clause. Give yourself permission to leave after 20 minutes.
Wait, really? I can just leave?
Absolutely. Tell yourself, I will go. I will talk to Jerry, and if I'm still miserable after 20 minutes, I am allowed to go home and watch Netflix.
Wow. Just hearing you say that makes my shoulders relax. It feels less like a prison sentence and more like a short experiment.
That is the psychological trick. When you know the door is unlocked, you don't feel trapped. And usually, once you get through those first 20 minutes and the adrenaline settles, you won't want to leave, but you need to get through the door first.
Okay, one person, 20 minutes. I can do this. I'm not climbing Everest. I'm just saying hi to Jerry.
That's the spirit. Now that we have a plan to get you in the door, we need to talk about what happens when you actually open your mouth, because that silence, that is the next hurdle, right?
Oh yeah, the awkward silence is the enemy.
Okay, so I find Jerry. I say hello, but then the terror sets in. What if the conversation dies? You know that excruciating moment where you both just stare at your drinks? I feel like it's my job to entertain him, and frankly, my life isn't that exciting right now.
Stop right there. That is a huge misconception. You do not need to be an entertainer, Mike. You don't need to be a stand-up comedian or the most interesting man in the world.
But if I'm not interesting, why would anyone want to talk to me?
Because people are naturally self-centered in a good way. The favorite topic of almost every human being on earth is themselves. If you want to be a great conversationalist, you don't need to be interesting. You need to be interested.
Interested over interesting. Okay, I like that. But how do I do that without looking like a creep who is staring at them?
You become a journalist. Your secret weapon is the open-ended question.
Open-ended. You mean questions that can't be answered with just yes or no?
Exactly. If you ask, is the food good, Jerry will say yes, and the conversation dies. Dead silence. But if you ask, what do you think of the catering this year? Or have you tried anything from the buffet yet? He has to give you an opinion.
I see. It forces him to talk more, which buys me time to breathe.
Precisely. Think of it like a game of tennis. When you ask a good question, you are hitting the ball into his court. Now the pressure is on him to hit it back. You can just relax and listen.
That actually takes a lot of weight off my shoulders. So instead of worrying about my next line, I just focus on what he is saying.
Yes, shift the spotlight. Imagine there is a literal spotlight on you. When you ask a question, you physically turn that light onto the other person. They feel important because you are listening, and you feel safe because you aren't the center of attention.
Can you give me a few emergency questions, in case my mind goes blank again?
Sure, these are my go-to social rescue questions. Number 1, how do you know the host? It's simple and gives you their backstory. Number 2, what have you been working on lately that keeps you busy? This is better than asking, what do you do? Because it allows them to talk about hobbies or work. And number 3, have you watched anything good on Netflix recently?
Oh, the Netflix one is good. Everyone is watching something.
Exactly. And once they start talking about a show they love, their eyes light up. The awkwardness vanishes, and suddenly you're just two people chatting about movies.
I can do that. I can definitely ask about movies. It feels less like networking and more like just being human.
That is the secret, Mike. Networking is just humans talking to humans. But even with these questions, I know the physical symptoms of anxiety can still pop up. What happens if your hands start shaking while you're holding that drink?
Don't remind me. That's the physical betrayal. My brain is calm, but my body is vibrating. That is exactly what I mean by physical betrayal. Even if I have my questions ready and I know I only need to talk to Jerry, my body doesn't seem to get the memo. My hands start shaking, my heart hammers against my ribs. It makes me feel like I'm gonna pass out. How do I stop my own body from freaking out?
I know it feels like a betrayal, Mike, but it's actually your body trying to protect you. It's the fight or flight mode. Your brain perceives the party as a threat, like a bear in the woods, so it pumps you full of adrenaline to run away. The problem is, you can't run away from a cocktail party without looking strange.
Great, so I'm stuck with all this adrenaline and nowhere to put it. That explains the shaking.
Exactly. You need a manual override switch. You need to hack your own nervous system. And the fastest way to do that is through your breath.
Breathing? Anna, I've heard just breathe 1,000,000 times. It feels too simple to work against a full-blown panic attack.
I'm not talking about regular breathing. I'm talking about a specific technique called the 4-7-8 method. It works like a natural tranquilizer for your nervous system. It forces your heart rate to slow down physically.
Okay, I'm listening. How does it work?
It's all about the rhythm. You inhale for 4 seconds, you hold that breath for 7 seconds, and then, this is the most important part, you exhale forcefully for 8 seconds.
Hold for 7? That sounds like a long time.
It is. Holding allows oxygen to fill your lungs and circulate through your blood. And the long exhale signals your vagus nerve that you are safe. It physically tells your brain, if we were being chased by a tiger, we wouldn't be breathing this slowly.
Okay. Can we try it? I need to know if I can actually do this without looking like I'm hyperventilating.
Let's do one round together right now. Sit up straight, close your mouth, and inhale quietly through your nose to the count of 4. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Inhale.
Now hold it. Keep it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Holding breath, looking focused.
Now, exhale completely through your mouth, making a whoosh sound for 8 seconds. Let it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
How does that feel?
I actually feel lighter. My shoulders just dropped about 2 inches. I didn't even realize I was shrugging them.
It is powerful, isn't it? It cuts the connection between the panic signal and your body.
So, when should I do this? I can't exactly make whooshing noises in the middle of a conversation with Jerry.
No, definitely don't do it in Jerry's face. Do this in the car before you walk in. Or if you feel panic rising during the event, excuse yourself to the restroom. Go into a stall, do 4 cycles of this breathing, and reset your system.
The restroom reset. I like that. It's like a secret weapon in my pocket.
Precisely. Now that we have calmed your body down, we have one final enemy to defeat. It's that little voice in your head we talked about earlier, the one telling you that you don't belong.
Ah, yes, the inner critic. He's a loud guy.
So, Mike, your body is calm and you have your conversation starters ready, but there is still that voice, isn't there? The one whispering that you shouldn't go inside.
Oh, that voice is loud and clear. It's saying, Mike, turn around. You don't belong in there. You're not successful enough. You're not funny enough. And everyone is going to see right through you. It feels like I'm wearing a sign that says loser.
That is what we call negative self-talk. It is like a bully living in your brain. But here's the most important thing I will tell you today. Thoughts are not facts.
They sure feel like facts. When I think I'm going to embarrass myself, it feels like a prediction of the future.
I know, but just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. We need to put that thought on trial. Imagine you are a lawyer in a courtroom.
Okay, I'm the lawyer. Who's on trial?
Your negative thought is on trial. Let's take the specific thought, everyone will see through me and think I'm boring. What is the hard evidence for that thought?
Well, the evidence is that I feel boring, and sometimes I run out of things to say.
Feeling boring is an emotion, not evidence. I mean hard proof. Has anyone ever walked up to you, pointed a finger, and said, Mike, you are the most boring human I have ever met. Please leave.
No, nobody has ever actually said that. That would be brutal.
Exactly. So the evidence for is pretty weak. Now, let's look at the evidence against it. Are you a polite person?
I try to be, yes.
Do you have friends who enjoy hanging out with you?
Yeah, I have a good group of friends. We laugh a lot.
So you have a history of being a likable person with friends who value you. That is hard evidence. So the jury finds the thought, I am boring, to be guilty of lying.
Put that way, it sounds ridiculous. But what about the worst case scenario? What if I do actually say something stupid?
Okay, let's play that game. Let's say you are talking to Jerry and you accidentally spit a little bit while talking, or you say the wrong word. What happens next?
I guess I would blush. I'd feel hot. Jerry might look a bit confused.
And then?
And then I'd probably say, oops, sorry, or make a joke about it.
And then? Will the police come and arrest you? Will your career be over? Will Jerry banish you from the office?
No, the conversation would probably just move on. Or maybe it would be awkward for 10 seconds.
10 seconds of awkwardness. That is the monster you are so afraid of?
When you break it down like that, it's not really a monster, it's just a hiccup.
Exactly. We build these fears up into catastrophes, but in reality, they are just small, manageable moments. You can survive being awkward. It's not fatal.
So instead of thinking I must be perfect, I should think I can handle being imperfect.
Yes, reframe the thought. Change I will embarrass myself to I might be nervous, but I'm prepared, and even if I make a mistake, I will survive.
I will survive. I like that. It takes the pressure off being perfect.
Perfect is boring anyway. Being real is much better. Speaking of real, there's one more reason why people won't be judging you as harshly as you think. It's a psychological trick called the spotlight effect. So, we have covered the breathing and the negative thoughts, but this final concept is my favorite because it changes your entire perspective. It is called the spotlight effect.
The spotlight effect? That sounds intense. It describes exactly how I feel. Like I'm standing on a stage, there's a giant bright light pointing right at my face, and the audience is analyzing my every move.
That is exactly what it feels like. You feel like everyone is noticing everything. If you have a tiny stain on your shirt, you think everyone sees it. If your hair is slightly messy, you think it's the headline news. You think you are the center of the universe.
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds narcissistic. But it's not that I want to be the center, it's that I'm afraid I am.
I know, it's not vanity, it's hyper-awareness. But here's the reality check, Mike. There is no spotlight.
What do you mean?
The harsh but very liberating truth is that people are not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves.
Really? Even if I'm standing right in front of them?
Especially then. Think about it. When you are talking to someone, are you analyzing their pores or judging their sentence structure?
No, not at all. I'm usually too busy worrying about what I'm going to say next.
Exactly. And guess what? They're doing the exact same thing. They're worrying about their appearance, their words, and their insecurities. Everyone is walking around with their own mental spotlight pointed at themselves.
So, while I'm worrying that they think I'm awkward, they're probably worrying that they're awkward.
Precisely. You are the main character in your movie, but in their movie, you're just an extra in the background. You are guy at party number 4.
Guy at party number 4. That is actually incredibly comforting. Being an extra means I don't have to perform. I don't need to win an Oscar for a best conversation.
Yes, it is the freedom of being invisible. Let me ask you a question. Can you remember what your colleague Sarah wore to work last Tuesday?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea.
But I bet Sarah spent 10 minutes that morning deciding what to wear because she thought people would notice. We overestimate how much people pay attention to us by a massive amount.
So, if I do make a mistake tonight, let's say I trip over my own feet.
People might notice for 3 seconds, and then they will go back to thinking about their dinner, their emails, or their own problems. They won't go home and talk about Mike tripping for hours. They'll forget it before they even leave the room.
That takes so much pressure off. I've been treating this night like a high-stakes exam, but nobody is even grading me.
No one is grading you, Mike. The only person judging you is you.
Wow. Okay, the spotlight is off. The stage is dark. I'm just a guy going to say hi to Jerry.
Exactly. You are free to just be a person. Now, how does that make you feel about walking out that door?
Whew. Wow. Anna, I have to be honest. 10 minutes ago, I was ready to fake a stomachache just to stay on this couch. But now, I actually feel capable. I don't feel cured, but I feel capable.
That is the goal, Mike. We aren't trying to eliminate anxiety completely. That's impossible. We are trying to make it small enough to carry in your pocket, instead of it carrying you.
I have my game plan. I'm going to do the breathing exercises in the taxi. I'm going to walk in, find Jerry, and ask him about Netflix. And if I feel awkward, I'll remember that nobody is filming a documentary about me. I'm just guy at party number 4.
Exactly. You are going to do great. And remember the escape clause. You are only committing to 20 minutes. If you want to leave after that, you leave with your head held high because you showed up.
Oh, that's the taxi honking outside. It's time.
Look at you. You aren't dragging your feet. You're actually moving.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious to see if Jerry has watched that new series I like.
That is the shift. Curiosity kills anxiety. Go get 'em, Mike. Or rather, go listen to them.
Thanks, Anna. Seriously, you talked me off the ledge. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please do. Have fun. And to everyone watching who felt like Mike today, who felt that tightness in their chest and that voice saying, "Don't go," I hope you saw yourself in this conversation. Social anxiety lies to you. It tells you that you are alone and that you are being judged, but it isn't true. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of connection. Start small. Find your Jerry. Take a breath. If you found this video helpful, or if you are going to try the 20-minute rule at your next event, let me know in the comments below. I love reading your stories of bravery. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a lesson on building your English confidence. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!